All right. Esther, we are live.
Oh my gosh, we better not say anything wrong.
Welcome, welcome. I'm Ching Juhl, and this is the weekly live interview program. I thank you. Uh-oh, there's an echo. Do you see echo? Do you hear echo?
Um,
There's a
I
little echo.
I'm
Yeah.
getting older, so I don't hear an echo. But do you hear
Oh,
an echo?
okay. Do you happen to have a headphone?
Uh, I
Oh,
do have an
okay,
echo, and I don't know how
okay.
to.
Oh, I know why. Okay, my bad. Okay. There is a YouTube channel open because I want to show people your video. Okay, let's start from beginning.
Yeah,
Esther, welcome to the weekly Juhl Media live interview show. Thank you so much for being with us. And I know you're very busy. I've interviewed about 218 times for the last 3 years. You are like one of the very, very few people. You wear so many hats. You
I
what are you?
do.
Your skincare developer, your teacher, your cook, your author, your community organizer. And I remember at one point you'd run for the public service.
I did.
So
It's,
tell me,
you know what it
crazy.
is. You'll understand. It's an Asian overachiever. It's my mom keep yapping on this side of the my ear. But I want to thank you so much for inviting me. Actually, I mean, I think you are just awesome. I personally think you're awesome because for you to be doing this and being a documentary, you're so talented. Like I couldn't even for the audience that did not know, we actually had to do a few minutes earlier because me, forget it. I'll be like all over the place. I wouldn't even know how to do it. But you, look at this. You're a pro.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So speaking of your mom, so tell us a little bit. I know you were born in, let's say,
Jakarta.
yes, and then you get education in this country, in the United States and the Singapore. So how was your upbringing? Like, are your parents very strict to you, or very much expecting you to do well? Or is it all these you're wanting to good and you did well coming from your own? How did that whole thing
Well,
develop?
I have a very interesting story in the first place. I mean, I have 8 brothers.
Wow.
I mean, that's
Wow.
crazy, right? I
So
don't know. Maybe
did
they
they
didn't
beat
have
you up?
TV, whatever the excuse is. I have 8 brothers and I'm the only girl. So I feel like I
Oh.
always have to compete with my brothers,
Mhm.
playing football, baseball, soccer, and sometimes I'm the football. They just threw me around and they threw me in the pool, without throw me in the pool with with my clothes on, shoes and all. I mean, they just have no sympathy. They see
Yeah,
you, they throw
yeah,
you in the pool because that's
yeah,
just, I don't know, maybe that's the way boys think.
yeah.
So I grew up with that constant competitions all the time. So I feel like I always have to up my brother a little bit. And I think maybe this is why I don't know, I work harder than whatever because I feel like my grandmother was also a Buddhist. Um, and my grandmother always taught me that today is your last day. So I always feel that I have to maximize whatever it is for today, that this is it, and living with no regret. And I personally think it's a good feeling because I wake up happy, I sleep happy. Well, I can't say that all my life, but nowadays I wake up happy, I sleep happy, and somewhere in between, I'm pretty happy. And, if I'm not happy, I don't really care because life is really too short to be anything but happy. So I went to school in Indonesia. I came to Singapore. I went to school there. I came here. I think the Asian family is a little bit different because they feel that if they focus on their kids, this is how they express their love. Like I don't remember my mother saying "I love you" to me. You're like my Asian mother, and
Yeah,
certainly we don't talk about
me
politics, right?
either.
That's
Yeah.
not something that we talk about. You go to school, you don't watch TV, you just get an A, and if you come home with 98, they ask you what happened to the other 2 points. It's like Like
Where
perfect
did it
score is
go?
I know perfect score is 100, but why don't you get 104?
Yeah.
So I think people don't realize the complications of being Asian, to be honest with you. I think Asian parents, like, like Tiger Mom, like people said, oh, it's a Tiger Mom. I think Tiger Mom's an understatement for my mom. But like I said, I have an interesting life. When I came here, my father died. So my mom didn't have money to raise all of us. We actually got adopted. So my parents, since I was a teenager, my parents are actually white. So I was raised with white parents and also with the Asian family. So I see both worlds and I get it. Um, I have to say that my white family are much more emotionally available because they're like my number one fan. If anything about my life, I learned it from my parents because my father was a police officer in New Jersey. My mom worked for General Motor. She was just so into me. Like she listened to me and she asked questions. Unlike Asian family, what you want to do? What? Forget it. It's a little bit different. So I'm
Hmm.
grateful to be able to experience both.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. So, since you are in Indonesia, you're in the United States, your English so good. Do you speak other languages?
I do. I speak Indonesian. I speak a little bit Mandarin, and I only know like for Korean, like kamsamida, or like something that gets me out of trouble and still be respectful. Like we have to do Spanish because we teach the kids Spanish. So like gracias, like things that to get us out of trouble.
That's great. So now you do so many things, right? Are there any things you start first and then trigger to something else because you're educator, you're also healer, and you go to school, you're into mind and body medicine, and you're a therapist. So which one came first?
I think if I have to say from everything that I do, I think being a mom is probably my proudest moment. you know, and it's challenging. My daughter is now 23. She's so sassy. And everybody said, oh, I wonder where she got it from. She's so sassy. You know, and this is for the parents that's listening. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, let me tell you.
Oh
But from
yeah,
age 12 to age 18,
yeah.
it's like pure hell. I mean, I don't know where she gets it from, but before 12, she was the best child. And I don't know if she's listening to this or not, but she probably said, oh, I don't know, mom. But 12 to 17, literally, she's possessed by somebody else. Like I used to uh, look at her and I said, what did you do to my sweet child? But out of all of that, I think I would say, I'm very proud to be a mom. She is now she teaches science. She's in upstate New York. She's a good kid all around, but she's very nice to everybody else. But just to me, not so nice. But I don't know.
I tell you, if my son is in the audience, because he's so sweet, he's 22.
Oh,
He's about to become 23 this Saturday. But I can definitely feel you because when he was like, like teenager time, I mean, I was so how to say traumatized sometimes by him, you know? I mean, he talked to me rudely. Uh Sometimes I was I know I don't want to say that word. I was so disappointed, but he's doing great now. He's like you said, he's so nice to anybody else. He already is a professional musician. He play in a professional.
wow.
Yeah, he's a violist. He play with the Pittsburgh Symphony. He's so polite to everybody else, but
Exactly.
when he's with me, he's just so sometimes like a
What do you want?
monster.
Speaks like that.
Yeah. So you guys over there. Hi, Ron is there. Hi, Shockfin is there. Hi, Yunjie is there. So thank
Oh, hi,
you.
Jay.
Yeah, they're in our audience. Yeah. So that's very interesting. So you have one, right? Or you have two?
I have one. I could
Okay.
barely making it. I kudos to everybody that has two, three, or four,
I
and
don't know.
kudos to my mom who has
Yeah.
none.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Oh
and my
my
adopted mom who actually raised 11 children because she has three daughters from Harry's first wife
God. Wow.
who died of cancer, and then she raised 11 kids. This woman has no cleaning lady,
Wow.
and did everything. Works full time. I
Yeah.
think I'm in a way like I'm an overachiever maybe because of her too.
Mm.
But yeah. She's
Yeah.
incredible. Unfortunately, now she has dementia, and so that's the
Oh,
struggle that
yeah.
I think, I don't know, maybe people of our age, like, that we have to go through, and she
Yeah.
doesn't remember me anymore. So that's
Yeah.
kind of sad, but
No, yeah,
still.
that is sad. Yeah. Yunje is saying hi to you because I know you can already see the comments. So say hi to Yunje.
Hey, Yunjae. And he's actually my piano teacher.
Yeah. So how do you do that? Like
Oh my God, I don't have
you
the
do
time. And you
million
can
things, then you
I
play the
am so
piano.
bad.
You're so
I'm
bad?
so bad, so bad. And it's like my bucket list. And this is what I think it's important, that
Yeah.
for people to have a bucket list, and what
Yeah.
is it that
Yeah.
like strives for them to want something, right? When I was younger, obviously my mom always said piano, like typical Asian, right? Piano, 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 piano.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was like typical kid. No, no, I sing this sad story that I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, my mother listened to me. With
Uh-huh.
my aunt didn't listen to my cousin. So now my cousin plays the piano,
Uh-huh.
knows how to read music. So I decided that, okay, this is it. I'm going to tackle it for the year of 2023. Well, starting maybe 2022. I'm going to learn how to play the piano. And Yunjay is a composer, and he gets this music. It's like me and yoga. I mean, I get it. Give me a human body, and I can tell you anything what's wrong with it. Yunjay goes like, he must have like absorbed this theory, and he gets it, and he even know. And I'm like trying to finagle, like, because we're on Zoom, trying to finagle my fingers when it's going through the scale. He catch on, man. I
Wow.
drives me crazy. He's like,
Yeah.
that's not supposed to be your finger. It's like he catch on. So that's a compliment to how a good piano teacher he is. And he has the ear,
Yeah.
like, I mean, he gets it. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, whatever he said, I get
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the fingers of doing the piano, they speak different languages.
You should be actually better than average people because you do yoga and you have these mind body, these coordination. I'll imagine you probably do better because first of all, musical instrument, right? Violin or piano, you're supposed to start when you're like, I don't know, 3 years old, you know?
Yeah, well, this is over.
Yeah, I know.
I think
So
the boat has like passed that million
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. So when you do it in adulthood, it is a lot of challenge because your muscle is not listening to you. When you are younger, you're training the mind, you're training the muscle. So muscle actually remembers, And so when
That's true,
yeah,
but this muscle over here not doing so well. And the what is it? The beat. Oh my God! I am so the
uh,
what do you call that? The music where they clock
a metronome.
that metronome.
Yeah.
Forget it. The metronome. No matter how it goes, they goes this way. This beat. I just go the other way.
That's funny.
It's
Oh
really
gosh.
good. But
But
Yoonjae is an extremely very good
yeah.
piano teacher. So
Yes.
highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend
I
him.
agree. Yunji is awesome. Yunji is awesome. Yunji is also
Extremely private. I mean,
yeah.
extremely, not just extremely patient, I think,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm just a hopeless case. So I just want
Yeah.
to get through
No,
that.
no, 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 don't say that. But
And
anyway,
I'm still
yeah,
doing. I take the piano
bravo.
lessons
Bravo, you're doing
every Sunday,
mm-hmm.
because there is a joke, right? How to
Yeah.
get to Carnegie Hall? You
Yeah.
practice, practice,
Yeah.
practice. So
Right.
I have faith in myself.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. No, I'm very proud of you and envy you at our age, I think that you and I are pretty similar age. You're still pursuing this music thing and it's very good for us.
And I think also because studies found that you have to learn something, right?
Mhm.
Because as a mind and body
Mhm.
person, and a health and wellness advocate, that if you don't learn something,
Mhm.
your mind, like what happened to my mom, you will get Alzheimer's and dementia, because we actually only use 10% of our brain. So it's very important that we learn something new. So that was the thing for me, piano.
Right, right. That's awesome. So, tell us a little bit. You have a lot of organizations, such organizer. I met you, I would say like 2 years ago, maybe even more, in Andrew Yan's function at the
Yeah.
winery. Yeah. And then I met you again, 2022. We were at like a forward party, beer drinking, and we always eat and drink, right?
I never drink. I just eat. I never drink alcohol. I don't like the smell of alcohol, but I eat. I eat
Oh,
tons of
oh,
food.
okay. We had we had a activity called rank choice beer, so they were like doing rank choice. But so tell us a little bit about where is this super happy, healthy kids the idea came from, because I went to filming you in January.
I
It
know
was
you
a
did a
yeah.
such a great
Oh,
job.
thank you. It was a great, great fundraising. So tell us a little bit about that organization, how you found it.
Well, one, I was so bullied, right, in three different countries, three different languages. So when people complain about bullying, I said, hey, I was bullied in three different countries, three different languages, so I have no sympathy for you. So that's kind of what happened. Then my ex-husband took all my money. I was married twice.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know, trying to be perfect, to become a perfect wife just doesn't it's not doesn't do well. And again, my mom always keep talking to me. Um, I think I was so in my, like, almost like Dante ninth circle of hell. I was just have had it. I've had it with the universe. I've had it with however you define God, however, whatever it is, the Buddhism. And I was just at my wit's end. This is it. It's like I was just so frustrated with everything. So I then have a rude awakening or a spiritual awakening or whatever that you wanted to say. And I said, you know what? What if I take this dark energy, this like sickness, this whatever it is that you want to call it. And I said, if I founded a not for profit to create a bully free zone so people don't experience what I experienced when I was younger.
Mm.
And the motivator, and I have to thank my ex-husband for this, even though he didn't do good by me. The motivator was like to raise all these children not to be like my ex-husband. Like
That's the
that
motivation.
that is the fire
That's
behind.
funny.
That's a fire under my behind. That's
Uh-huh.
like, so when I look at these kids so bad, I said, my motivator is to raise these children not to be like my ex-husband and to be a. So our motto for that is kind words, kind act. We don't eat sugar. We eat organic food. We no junk food. And if we do eat packaged food, it's under 5 ingredients. Like last Friday, they make their own granola with coconut and banana chips and cranberries and raisin and maple syrup, and giving the kids the option, like, you don't have to go there, and actually teaching the kids, so hopefully they teach their parents. And so that's really what we do. And they do yoga and meditations. So, and challenging myself to see, like, can it happen? When I first started, everybody poo-pooed the idea. My family, my friends, my best friend, they think I'm crazy. They said, no way, no school will accept you for the not-for-profit. What are you going to do? Teach yoga, meditation? Nobody even cares. But I didn't care. I did it. So I did it. So I think this is very important for our listeners or for anybody. You must be your own believer, and you must listen to the whisper of your heart. Even if the whole world's against you. So the whole world was against me because I have zero money. And I listened. I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I am what my grandmother taught me, right? Today's my last day. My grandmother also taught me, because she's a Buddhist, that you make your poison into your medicine. And because I'm a health and wellness advocate, so I'm thinking is that, okay, this has become my poison. My ex-husband, money has become my poison. I'm just frustrated. I'm ready to jump out of the window. I can't do it anymore. I'm at my wit's end. And I said, all right, so make your poison into your medicine. And so I finally, it was like super happy out. The kids was almost like my savior. It was my medicine. I have to make it work. And I did. So now we employ 22 people. We literally have 4 schools. We go to other public school. We speak about bully free. We talk about, again, kind words and kind act. Our youngest is like 3 years old. So we start at 3 to all the way an adult. And so that's how we started with Super Happy. We start with one kid and with one school, and we just keep at it. And then unfortunately, with the increase of Asian violence. Like New York City alone, that's like close to 400%. It was like over 360 in New York City last year alone. Not even like 10 years. It's like New York City. And I'm tired and sick and tired of listening, to be honest, with all the elected officials go blah, 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 blah. We're doing this, we're doing this. Well, clearly not enough, because we become always the target, the punching bags. And so I founded AAPI for change, because AAPI, for the people that don't know it, is Asian American Pacific Islander. So Indian, Southeast Asian, Korean, everybody else together, because I decided that something's got to give, something's got to change. And one not for profit, I think it's crazy, but yeah, that's the one. And two not for profit, well, I'm just definitely insane, but I feel like today's my last day, right? So I'm going to milk it, this interview, as much as I can. And so, and that's how we started with the AAPI. We started doing AAPI reading hour in public school. So we have Andrew Yang, who's not related, people. He's not related to me. He's my brother from different parents. That's why I always tell people. So Andrew Yang came, Senator John Liu came, Assembly Member Grace Lee, Justice George Lynn Cohen came, and we have Cam Mack, who is an artist who actually, some of you might not know, he did he drew for 12 years for the USPS, for the Postal Service. So he did all the postage for all the Lunar New Year, the year of the dragon, the year of the dog, the year of the whatever, the year of the rat, the year of the snake. So he did that for 12 years. So he's coming in April. So that's
what is you?
I'm actually the year of the ox. That's why I'm always working.
Okay. 牛，当牛做马。
That's right. So I'm the year of the ox, and stubborn as hell. And and I'm just going. Maybe it's good. Sometimes the bad part is also good. Being stubborn is also good, because if I'm not stubborn, Super Happy Healthy Kids will just go bankrupt. But we're not. We're not for profit. I found two not for profit, and we're doing it. And Super Happy Healthy Kids is doing good. Like I said, we have 22 employees now, and we actually donated $12,000.
Wow.
There's this guy that everybody mentioned, Andrew Yang, right? Not that people said, oh, maybe you Asians stick together. No. He was so extraordinary that somebody of my friends said, you have to listen to this guy. And he spoke at the Washington Square Park. I remember it was raining, and I thought, whatever, another Asian that's like wacko that wants to run for office. Nobody's going to vote for him. But the reality is,
wait 1 second. You're talking. Okay. I'm just showing right now is your fundraising event. So I'm just silencing that. Okay. I'm playing a silence movie while you're talking. This is the fundraising event on January 18th, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So many important people came, right? Andrew Yan, Evelyn Yan, and the judge.
Yes.
And also Eric Garner's mom.
Eric Garner's mom. The one, if Eric Garner's the one that I can't breathe, because I'm an advocate. So I work with Eric Garner's mom. I work with Sean Bell's family, so because you are discriminated, you discriminate against one race, you discriminate against all race. That's my belief system. So I work very closely with Sean Bell's family and Eric Garner.
Yeah, she's so good at the public speaking. Here is Andrew Yan. That's you and Andrew. And by the way, I shot this video and I put it together. So anyway, so that's really nice. You get all these so-called high-profile people helping you. How do you do? Like, you're their personal friends for many years.
Well, they become my personal friends now, because we have the same missions. So with Andrew, it's like I truly admire what he does, and it's not easy being a trailblazer. So, and I get it, because like even with Super Happy Healthy Kids, doing organic, doing yoga, doing meditations, and now we're doing STEM. Like today we learn about the oil spill. So I bought everybody ducks, and for them to understand the environment. And I think to be so unique, right? It's you also get a lot of naysayer. But to be honest with you, I believe that Andrew, not because he's my friend, but I truly believe that the reporting was not as fair for him than for anyone else. But anyway, so I listened to him, and he, I just really like what he said about this 1,000. Oh, this is, yeah, this is Eric Garner's mom, and
Mm.
that's Andrew Yang. Um, and that's me with like full glory makeup.
You look, yeah, you look like you're about to getting married again.
I don't want to get married again, but okay. Those are my kids because I believe in, that's Tiwa Chang, who is
Uh,
like, a Peabody winner, Nobel Prize. Not Nobel Prize, but he's soon to be Nobel Prize. I will, but that's Eric Gardner's
mhm.
mom. She's
Right.
awesome.
She's so articulated. She's so good, you
She
know.
doesn't believe in violence. Of course, nobody
Yeah.
believes in violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she got the award because we want to honor that. And that's Andrew's wife,
Right.
Evelyn.
Right. 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 This is so wonderful. Oh, I should make it bigger though.
I'm going to
So,
actually put my dress for
oh
auction.
yeah. What? Oh, you got it from auction?
No, I
Oh.
bought it like my cousin gave it to me. But I'm
Oh.
going to start selling all my evening gown.
Oh yeah.
And I want to give the money to the kids.
Oh yeah. It's too many of them, right?
I got too many of them. And this
I
is
I
good.
I wearing this. This is the jewelry I bought back
Yeah, I
then.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. So we got the jewelry. People donated jewelry for me,
Mhm.
and then all the money goes to, for the kids. That's
Mhm.
really where I got my money for my
Yeah.
jewelry, for my skincare,
Uh-huh.
and everything else.
Yeah, that's a very, very successful fundraising. So it looks really wonderful. Yeah.
So
So
that's he who has
yeah.
wife.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, she's something.
She's
Oh my God.
gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she's just gorgeous. She's also a yoga teacher.
She's like a model or a
She has two
beauty pageant.
kids.
Huh?
She has two kids. Can you believe that?
Oh my God.
I
This is
know. I said, where
amazing.
have I been? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, she's
amazing.
so gorgeous. And here I'm a yoga teacher, and she's still a gorgeous yoga teacher.
I know, I know. Yeah, I saw her posing, upside down, sideways and whatever. So, so tell us. All right. So now, let's segue to. I know you are very lazy. You don't like to cook too long.
I
So,
know.
tell us a little bit about how you developed this cooking book.
Oh my God. It was like, I'm a foodie.
Oh,
To
okay.
the real story is like my mother put me in cooking school to get the right husband.
Mhm,
With two marriages, clearly she failed, right?
mm,
She
mm,
I failed miserably. So, um, but I'm a foodie.
mhm,
And my first husband actually is French, and he loves food and he cooks. And I learn, if anything, I learn about culture from him.
mhm,
So pandemic time, everything shut down. Can't go to restaurant. I can't order takeout, and I'm so scared to order takeout.
mm,
So, and I'm even scared to have food delivery.
mm,
So I have to think, and I was going out of my mind because I can't go outside. I'm so afraid. And I think that if I go outside, I'm going to get COVID. My daughter is going to be by themselves. So I made my own stuff. I created my own stuff. So
mm.
here's the book, Secrets to Healthy Cooking.
So do you
Crazy.
always do you always cook for yourself, or is it because
I
the
think I
COVID?
cook for my daughter.
Mhm,
I'm a great cook for my daughter,
mhm,
but I use it for myself. I don't really do it. But during
mhm.
this pandemic, she was the ambassador for BART. She graduated from BART in upstate, so she couldn't come
I
home.
my
She has
husband went to bar.
your
My
which
husband.
husband?
My husband's current husband.
Your current wait, your current husband.
My number 5 husband. No, just kidding. My
Well, we can write about husband number one, number two. But anyway, so my daughter graduated from BART, and she got a master's at BART. It's a great school, by the way,
in
for
what?
anybody that wants to
In
go.
what? What discipline?
She studied for the science, but she couldn't come home
Oh,
because they have to be in a bubble, right? She
yeah,
had
yeah.
to get tested like twice a week or three
Right.
times a week because she was the ambassador. So I cooked for my daughter, but I was by myself, and it
Mm,
was just crazy. So I challenged myself. I said, okay, this is it. I'm going to do 5 ingredients. I'm going to do 20 minutes. I'm going to videotape it. Then I'm going to post it because my parents were going crazy. They said,
mm,
I don't know what to feed my kids. I'm
uh,
stuck with them.
yeah,
It's like a one-bedroom apartment. What am I going to do?
yeah.
So I started cooking. And, like that's muscle. That's my daughter's favorite. food. I saw mussels with like I made, instead of pasta, I make with zucchini. So
Uh,
it was like only 5 ingredients, and it's only like 20 minutes. Some of them like 10 minutes. So I need it for my own sanity, to be honest with you. So the book is not like, so that's why it's still called the Lazy Chef, because, and I think I don't want people to like stove over the kitchen. It's
mm,
like, dude, just cook and have fun. I make shepherd pie. There's like shepherd pie. There's mussel. There is, I make pop. My daughter loves pear, and she loves fresh mozzarella cheese. So I made pear with mozzarella cheese. I made tofu, General Chow tofu, and then I made like I don't know. I make shrimp with like endive or something like that. It's like all crazy stuff. But
mm,
I have a pet peeve that I just want to say. So I
mm.
went to Italy, right? And I saw this asparagus, this purple asparagus. They're like 6.99, but I want to make something different. So I said, okay, I'll buy the purple asparagus. Clearly, I'm very resentful about this. So I cooked the asparagus. Do you know that stupid purple asparagus turned to green? I
Oh
mean,
my God.
I would pay 2.99 for the green asparagus, but I was so mad that that
Uh-huh.
purple asparagus, it's unlike the cauliflower, purple cauliflower, which kept the cauliflower, and I made cauliflower fried rice.
Oh.
So I wanted to do something exotic, so I
Oh,
became like a
tell me,
recipe.
excuse me, dear.
Yeah,
I've been lately going to restaurants. There's so many times they use cauliflower sometimes to do it instead of rice. So tell
yeah,
me a
that's
little bit
exactly
about
the
what's
keto, the keto.
cauliflower, huh? Why
Yeah,
is that?
they don't want the carb, so they make it with cauliflower.
Oh,
So they make
that's
cauliflower
why.
pizza. I actually made chicken breast pizza. So I
Oh,
ground the chicken breast, and then I made it as the what do you the crust, and then I
oh,
put the tomatoes and the zucchini, and I put some olives. I
I see.
personally like anchovies, so I put
What?
some anchovies and I just
Yeah.
bake it. So
Where
I
did
that's
you?
what I
Wh-
did.
Where did you? Sorry to interrupt you. Where did you post your cooking thing? Is it TikTok or YouTube?
I did actually in all. I did it in TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So it's
Oh my God.
I think
Oh,
in YouTube it's Esther Yang Wellness. So we did all the meditations now
yeah, yeah.
because the cooking was actually made for my students, because my
Oh,
students were going crazy for the
uh-huh,
cookbook. So
yeah.
that's how really what I did.
Uh-huh.
So it's available in Amazon for the secrets to healthy cooking.
Mm,
And
that's
I
that's
wanted to be
wonderful.
something easy. I don't want to be like complicated saga.
Yeah,
Life is already difficult. And I want
right.
to be like something that's uh like you don't have to have a lot. Like I only use salt, to be honest with you, because I don't
Uh,
really like pepper that much. But
uh,
I like red pepper, but I only use salt. So everything that I season with salt. Like this, I don't know if you can see. This is the cover, right? So this is I cook it with my daughter. Oh, there you go. I cook it with my daughter. This is and then with snow peas. So there's like a whole bunch of this. I make like Korean food. I make the Korean vegetable pancake,
oh
and
my God.
because like I just wanted to try, and this is like I made it. Let's see, there you go. That's
Mm,
boiled tilapia
mm,
with
wow.
wasabi.
Wow.
So I wanted to like uh because I was going out of my mind. I wanted to I
Do
wanted
we
to do
all? Do we
I
all?
wanted to do
Yeah,
something to it was like become a therapy for me.
yeah,
Like yoga become a therapy for me.
yeah.
That's a rack of lamb that I made.
Uh-huh.
So and I used the secret sauce. So I made the secret sauce because I thought, okay, what can I do? I made the secret sauce that has no sugar, and I just use honey. And honey, you don't even have to fridge honey. I don't know if you know that, because
Oh
it,
yeah. Why is
you
that?
know, right? It's like
Why is that?
thousands of years with
Uh-huh.
mummies in the Egyptian. They have like honey,
Uh-huh.
so it lasts forever. So that's what I did. So I used the secret sauce is made with honey, and the reason why it's called secret sauce is because you can use it for fish, chicken, vegetable, and
Uh-huh.
everything else. For
Yeah.
vegan, for vegetarian, for whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And so anyway, super happy. I think it's what I was going to tell you. So we decided to donate, because we listened to this Andrew with Universal Basic Income. Actually, Yunjay and I were like talking, and we're like bouncing ideas. And we just felt with this AAPI violence, like it is random people. It's like whatever the excuses, mental health. I don't really care. The thing that I always said to my team is like, the result's still the same. You can say blah 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 blah, but the result's still the same. There's still an increase almost to 400% of Asian violence. So not okay, never okay. Um, but listening to, like Andrew at this Washington Square a long, long time ago, I thought, wow, $1,000 to give, and it helps the economy. So what Super Happy Healthy decided, because that's what we started first, said, all right, we made a pledge to AAPI for change, even though I founded this, but we made a pledge, and we're gonna put it out there for any AAPI artist. We're not gonna define what you consider an artist. You can be a comedian, a filmmaker, a screenwriter, an author,
Okay.
a chef. I don't really care. As long as you
Esther,
say yourself, you're an API artist, you
Esther,
apply.
sorry, dear. I
This
hear a very loud noise. Did you
oh
hear anything?
no,
Oh, okay. Our audience. Hi, hi, Ron. Hi, Mark. Did you hear anything weird? I hear. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Okay. I'm getting rid of this. I'm just using this. Okay, I'm taking this off. Hello?
can you? I can hear you.
Oh, I cannot hear you. Let's see what's
I have
going
a cat, so this is Bodhi.
on. I'm going to get rid of all the stuff on the top. Just make sure. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can? I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me?
Like that.
Maybe you have to
Hold
unplug your.
on.
Uh,
Okay, now it's good. Now it's good. Sorry about that. Yeah, I hear some static sound coming out of nowhere. Yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, dear.
so, Super Happy had pledged $12,000 to AAPI for Change, and we're actually going to do the brunch on May 21st at Fish Village. And I don't know if you know the story about the Fish Village too. That this teenager, like a bunch of them, in 1 minute, ransacked this space that cost $20,000 damage. And normally, I'm such a convenience queen. I don't go anywhere from Manhattan, but I decided that, you know what, let's do it at Fish Village. Let's open it up. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a dialogue. And so we're going to do the brunch there, and we're going to announce the winner there. That who that will be the winner, and we're going to put in as a lottery, and then we'll just pick one person.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you, I know you're happy. I know you have so much energy. Is this coming from that you do yoga, or how do you, if you were to tell someone like how to fix themselves mentally, physically every day, because every day everyone has different difficulties,
Problem.
yeah, problems. Do you have any advice for people? For me. I'm crazy.
Oh, I agree with Ron. I know cooking is like a meditation too, Ron. Cooking is like a meditation for me too. As long as we're not rushed. The 20 minutes was like for myself because I had to video at that time. But now I don't do it like, yeah, I do it like a slow motion time too. Um, I think the first thing, in my opinion, as a health and wellness advocate, I think you need to learn how to self reflect, and that's really hard, right? Like it's like in a horse, sometimes we're blinded. I think you also need to be surrounded with calm people, not like people that just give you critical advice but has no purpose, you know so that doesn't help. I think self-reflection is good, so an inventory of yourself, and be honest with yourself, like about why you're not happy. Oh, that's so sweet, Yunjay. It's like, why are you not happy? Like, if I'm not happy, I said, well, maybe I didn't sleep enough. One thing that absolute for me, and this is my own rule, and you guys can do whatever you want. But I said to myself, I can have a million projects as long as I sleep 8 hours. That's important for me. And if I don't sleep 8 hours, I hope that I make enough money that I can get a massage. And if not, it's not worth it. So, and I also don't do projects, for free anymore. Someone has to pay me because that's my own self-worth. And now I just use the excuse. I said, oh, I have a daughter and my daughter has expensive tastes, so you have to pay me. So I try to do that, because if you start cheapen your value, then you feel worse. So I think the first thing is you need to figure out why you're not happy. Maybe it's because you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a girlfriend. Maybe you need to lose 50 pounds or 20 pounds or 10 pounds. Maybe you can't walk or whatever it is. But you need to know where your hell is. Like I have to know like where my Dante hell is. Hey Nell, it's so good to see you. I have to know like where my Dante hell is. So once I know where my Dante hell, then I can figure out where I can build a window or a door. And there's a saying that if you're in the hole, you stop digging. So if you are in your already like Dante 12th circle, you need to stop. And you might need professional help, and that's okay. And if you say like, oh, I don't have any money, but not everything is done with money. There's a lot. I mean, this is like another overachiever because I'm technically a minister. So you can
You
actually go to
are?
church. I
You
know it's
are?
crazy, but I like being a Buddhist better. So
Mm,
don't,
mm,
don't get too excited, everybody. But I love God the way I define God. Okay, how's that? And I think that God is everyone to become one. That's what I believed in. Um, my focus is how to turn my little munchkin, and some of them, they're devils. They're like, I love my kids, the good, the bad, and the very bad. How I can turn them into like angels, or honest angels anyway. But what I'm trying to say is like your questions, like advice, is like you need to be honest with yourself. And if you can't do it, then you need to find help. And if you can't find help, there is like, you can go to any church that will help you, listen to you spiritually. Okay. And you can also do yoga. There's a lot of free yoga. You can take my yoga class for free, Monday to Friday, 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 to 6:30.
no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. 5:30 every Monday to Friday,
You
5:30 to
must go to bed
6:30,
early. You must.
really early in the morning. So come to my
No,
yoga classes.
you go to bed very early.
I go to bed around 9 or 10.
Really? That's like a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah. Sometimes but also I have my YouTube channel, right? So it's very important when you sleep that you have a deep sleep. So my 8 hour sleep has to be that completely in deep sleep. And if you cannot, it's okay. I get it. It's hard because we have a lot of chatters, right? You're not good enough. You're this. We just have a lot of our own demon in our head. And sometimes our demon multiplies, becomes seven-headed demon monster. But I do have a YouTube channels, and that and it's free. You can listen to it. It's 2 hours. You listen to it and boom, you're there. So I highly recommend that. And if you do it, though, you have to like and subscribe because that's what we're doing. I think we have like 909 subscribers, which like shockingly go like, whoa, really? So, but this is my gift back to the community. But to be happy, you need to have a good night's sleep. And if you cannot have a good night's sleep, please do go to therapy. If you don't have money to go to therapy because you're just poor, I get it. I was on food stamp. I get it. I understand. Temporarily, I was on food stamp and my ex-husband took all my money. Um, Not everything has to be based on money. You could barter. Okay. Like I used to barter. I said, I can do yoga for you and then you can do this for me. So you can do that. So you can learn to barter. You have to expand your mind. And you also have to believe, right, that the universe wants us to be happy. No matter like what God you believe in, or Buddha or Muhammad, it makes no difference. But you got to believe. And if you do pray, whichever God you believed in, and God as you define God. This is why I'm not going to be a good minister because it's like God as you define God, because my God is not a male or female. It's God how you define God that's in your heart. That if you believe, and if you really have to pray, and the way that I see it, like, hey, you got to pray. You must pray for an overflowing of abundance because I believe that the universe wants to make us happy. So you must go to that extreme, because I believe that action equals to miracle. It's not like a sad story. And if you believe in God, I believe that, well, how are you going to be a witness to God's work. If you a loser, who wants to hang out with loser? So you got to like literally pull yourself out of your funk to get there. But and I'm not saying it's easy because I was in a funk, remember? So that's how I got the super happy, healthy kids. And now I'm grateful to my ex-husband because I'm going to raise these kids not to be like him, you know? And also I was in my own poison about food because I feel like, oh my God, I have no food. Everything is closed. So I challenged myself for cooking under 20 minutes.
Mm. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's
And
wonderful.
then now I challenge myself to come up with $12,000. Oh, sorry, to come up with $12,000 to support one random AAPI artist in New York City.
Yeah,
They have to be
yeah,
New York City resident. They have to be 18 or older, and they have to be clean and sober. And people have questions about this, right? Because I never did drugs. I never smoked. I never did anything. I was just a good kid.
mm,
People said, "Well, what about clean?" I said, "Listen, you can be drunk at May 20th." And then you can be clean and sober because you won the thousand, and you could be drunk again at the end of the year. I don't care because drinking and drugging, it's hey, it's your own thing. You travel your own journey. I'm not going to tell you to lead your life to be clean and sober. I choose to be clean and sober. I choose not to self-medicate. I choose to feel all my pain. And I remember when I was going through, like, I mean, I had my own suicidal thought that I was just having a hard time with life.
mm,
My daughter was 18 months. My ex-husband took it, my money. I was on food stamp. I feel such a failure. And I remember talking to my therapist, right? My therapist said, "Oh, I just wish you drink, Esther, or like smoke pot, or you can like self-medicate," because I was so
mhm,
in such misery,
mm,
that I was such in self misery. But I also, because I'm a health and wellness advocate, I just want to not self-medicate. And I'm not saying that for people that you need to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. But
mm,
as long as that does not become an addiction, whether it's alcohol, sex, money, food, you can be an anorexia or bulimia. I mean, there's all different range of addiction. And I cannot tell you what is your addiction. That's your thing. Relationship, serial dater, whatever. That's your thing. But like you said, what would the advice that I would give? I would say that you get yourself a journal, you write, and you find out what is it that's making you tick. And one of the things that for me, so journal, the self-reflection is very important. The 8 hours sleep is very important. The third most important, I think, I always tell myself, nothing, absolutely nothing is the center of my faith. And whatever it is your faith is, I don't care, right? So not my ex-husband, not my daughter who's sassy and cranky most
yeah,
of the time, certainly not my kids or like my kids' parents who come sometimes they have their own saga.
mm,
So nothing should I should not be given the power of mine to somebody where they can just make me tick,
mm,
so that's something that no one can answer that but you, that you need to know why this person all of a sudden, that how you abandon yourself and this person all of a sudden possess you, and then they got that power to make you be crazy. Like, so I don't let anything bothers me. I mean, not like saying that that's all the time. Like today, I can't find a parking space, right? And I said, "Oh my God, I have an interview at 5 o'clock, and I need to check my mic at 4:30." So I just told the universe, "I better find a parking space. Like, stop having coffee breaks, back there. Help me, because I believe in the universe and the power greater than myself. And you better find me a parking space." I found a parking space at 10:05. See,
oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, yeah,
so that's the reason.
yeah,
So if you don't believe, you gotta believe,
yeah,
because you got to commit to belief too.
yeah.
Because I know I'm committed to you at 5 o'clock, and I'm committed to do a mic check at 4:30 because I'm committed. So I got to show up for myself, right? If I show up for you, I show up for myself. And I'm also know I'm stuck at 4:45. I don't have a parking space, but I made a decision, and that one, I can put in a parking garage. Two, I better pray hard, and the way I pray is like, God and I have a love and hate relationship. I said, "Hey, stop having coffee break. I
Uh,
need a parking space. I like pray all the angel, get it together because I need a parking space because I got to be sitting down talking to you live at 5 o'clock. And
right.
I
You're
got a
being,
parking space. So there you go.
yeah, you're being heard.
It's a
That
long-winded answer.
yeah, 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 definitely. So now I have a question you don't have to answer. What do you think of our boy's new party, forward party?
You know, I think it's great. I think anybody that starts something new, I think it's great. The more the merrier. Call yourself the green party, the orange party, the pink party. Who cares? I think people should have the right to choose. Like when I was going to school, right, for the after school, because that's where I am. And principal said, no, they already have a free program. I compete with the free program. But I told them, I think you should give parents to choose the right to choose, right? And that's what I said to them. I think parents should have the right to choose which after school that they want the children, because I believe that if you do good, so good. This is what my mentor always taught me. If you do so good, people will beg, borrow, and steal to pay for you because that's what you do. And people have, right? Obviously, people have from my parents. So Andrew created this forward party, and I don't know why everybody's giving a hard time. I don't know why Democratic is doing, like, why are you giving him a hard time? Just do it already. You don't want Andrew to do a forward party? Well, then make Democratic better. You don't want the Republicans to want Andrew to do party? Well, then make Republicans better. And then you know what? Why don't you get off your behind? Create a black party, a white party, a gray party. Like,
Mhm.
what have you done? Like people always complain to me and say, like, well, you know what is she criticized, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I tell them, hey, I've donated $600,000 of scholarship. That's what we've done. $600,000 and 22 employees. What have you done lately?
Mhm.
That's my shut up moment. I tell people, like, what have you done? Like, and say, so disorganized. Yeah, I'm disorganized, but my disorganization also give out $600,000 scholarships since we founded in 2014. So to
Mhm.
me, for all the naysayer that's saying Andrew this, Andrew that, who cares? I love the fact that he has a forward party. I think everybody should have not just the two parties. Why can't we have the choice to have the more the merrier?
Mhm.
And if people want to choose, like, I don't know, alligator party, a cat party, a dog party, what's wrong with that?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
yeah, yeah. That's wonderful. So earlier I mentioned that you we have some Yangon here, so just want to say hello to Neil, to Nell, and to Yunjie. Yeah, and thank you for supporting us. And I think
Thank you for watching us.
yeah, Shark Fin is not active younger and was not, but Shark Fin is definitely my buddy and supports Andrew Yan in many different levels. So
This is Bodhi. Sorry if Bodhi pops in. That's Bodhi. She's like, all right, enough talking already.
oh,
Give
you
me
have
attention.
is a cat? I can
It's a
see.
cat. I have two cats.
Oh
So
my.
this is a black cat, Bodhi.
Oh.
Like, like Yunjae. When Yunjae's like teaching me the piano,
Mhm.
Gustav always sit on his lap. But Gustav is nicer than my two cats. My two cats like get into me, do yoga poses, and get into my yoga mat when I don't want them to do it.
Mm.
But Yunjae's cat is really well behaved.
Yes, I love Yunja's cat.
I know.
Is it she or he? Right? He's a Gustav.
Gustav, I think it's a boy. Or
Gustav.
maybe it's a girl. Or transgender.
Yeah, no, Gustav is Amala's first name, so it must be a boy. And he just
Okay.
sits there like he owns the whole couch. He
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah. And I have two cats too, so we're all cat people. So my question for you is, we're almost at the end of our thing. So think about if you want to uh talk about anything we did not talk about. So are you ever going to consider race for a public servant?
Well, I feel like I'm already a public servant, but will I run for office?
Yeah, yeah.
I think my focus is now changing AAPI. AAPI for change. Super happy advocates deal with kids, right? Like how not to be a bully. But AAPI, I really want to focus for my Asian community, the AAPI community, to really register to vote
Mhm.
and make a difference, and step up and go into the citizenship, like decide which country you want to live in. Like don't just be a green card holder. All right, like step up, be a citizen, and vote. And my goal for API for change is to really make people vote, make people
Whoops, frozen. Uh-oh. I cannot hear you. Sorry. Esther, is it me?
understand the.
Mhm.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go. We're back.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So that's what the API. So my focus now so much not to run for office, but to put fire behind everybody else and shame everybody else and make everybody feel guilty, and and just say this is our country. We got to make the best out of it. So everybody got to be in it to win it. So I'm like trying to teach like all the kids, even though we're nonpartisan. I don't care who they vote for. That's why people like will say, "Oh, why aren't you not opposite with Republican?" I don't care who you vote for, as long as you vote. And then I just want everybody to do something. And I think if you don't do right, we should vote them out.
Mhm. Right.
We should vote everybody out of office that don't do right.
Mhm. Right. Right. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. 2024 race, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, and we young gun, worked really hard 2020 for Andrew. So I'm just very proud of him, being an Asian. Not very many Asian people, was running for high officer.
I
And,
know. I'm all behind him. I know people said, "Oh, you just favor him because your last name is Yang." I
oh
said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, whatever." I said that too.
yeah, there's another one, Brian Yan. Also, Brian Yan is Andrew's friend. He's a producer and actor. I don't know if you know.
Yes, yes, I know Brian.
That's
Or
interesting.
at least, well, I know of Brian. Brian and I met, but maybe he doesn't remember me. But it doesn't matter. That's
Yeah,
another Yang.
there's a lot of
So Yang is another one. So we have
yeah.
like a lot of Yang.
Yeah, it's interesting. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much for being with me, and we're gonna do a rapid fire before we
Yeah,
go.
and thank you for inviting me. This is so much fun. And thank
I
you for the.
wanted to invite you for a long time, for like over a year,
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, you're busy, and now I understand. I mean, you're juggling so many things, and yeah, it's very inspiring to see.
I want a better world. That's
Uh,
what I want. I want a better world. I want a better America. I
yeah,
want better people. So everybody needs to sleep more because they don't sleep more. They sleep deprived. They get very cranky.
yeah, sleeping. That's
Right? They're cranky. We're cranky.
yeah, that's a very good. It's
Yeah,
such.
your Yang Gang Diary. It's like really, really awesome. Everybody should watch that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So right now, my Younger Diary is on Tubi, so people can see it for free. It's a
That's awesome.
free platform. Yeah. So Yinju is in it. Nell is in it. Nell developed the thumbnail, the
Mel
poster.
is like incredibly talented.
I know. Nell is amazing. Yeah.
And
He's.
his wife works for him, and she's like fantastic. I love her.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if I met Nell's wife yet. So, but anyway, thank you, Nell, and thank you, Yinju, for being such a hardcore young gun. We went to Iowa. We went.
Wow. I
Yeah.
gotta go Iowa.
Huh? Have you?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyway,
The rapid fire. I can't wait. What
rapid
is
fire.
it?
Yeah, I do this live interview once a week, and it's been doing pretty consistently since pandemic's lockdown. And so I believe, Esther, you are my episode 218. So I've done 218 episodes.
Wow.
So yeah, usually is Wednesday at 8, not 8, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Sometimes, oh, the
So
kitty,
this is Bodhi.
kitty.
Bodhi. Bodhi just wants attention. That's really what he wants. So here, Bodhi, say hello. So that's
Hi.
Bodhi.
Hello. Oh,
So he'll do the rapid fire with me.
he's like a little bear.
Yeah. He's like black, and
Yeah.
he's like usually what he does to my hair? He's
Oh,
literally comb my hair out,
yeah. Wow.
and he thinks that my hair needs help. Anyway, go for your rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire. Okay. All right. Rapid fire. Let's see. Favorite color.
Uh, red, orange actually.
Yeah. Uh, since you're so healthy, What's your favorite restaurant in Lower East Side?
Thai Delicious
Oh, Thai.
or
Oh,
Wonton King.
oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, if you have a choice of living in a country just for 6 months, no work, which country?
Bali. We're actually doing yoga for in Japan in no, New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be a traveling yogi.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. What is your routine? Like I know you go to bed early, but early get up early. So in one day, how do you divide your time? To do you do one thing a day or do you do 5 things a day?
I do 20 things a day. Because today is my last day. I might not get
Oh,
up tomorrow morning. So today is my last day. I'm going to milk it. I'm going to max it. And this is how I do God's work. Again, any God you believe in. I feel that, I'm going to fulfill my life the best that I can.
oh, that's so sweet. That's so
All the
sweet.
way to the max. No regrets.
You and you're so boring. No, just kidding. You're so boring. You don't drink alcohol.
I know, right? But you know what my friend said? Oh, she doesn't drink. Esther is just naturally drunk. Naturally drunk, naturally high.
So what was your favorite drink? No alcohol.
Probably water, and water definitely, hot water definitely. But
Okay.
lately I've been drinking Earl Grey tea and like
Oh,
tea from like Indonesia.
oh, I love Earl Grey. I love Earl
I
Grey.
know that's lately because I've been doing so much. Now I can do 40 because of the caffeine. Instead of
Wow.
like 20 things to do, I do 40 now.
Um, are you a very lawfully driver or are you a crazy driver?
I'm actually a very good driver. I don't have range driver. Because my dad was a police officer. Because I was always afraid that he always checking my license plate and see my what's happening. So I'm actually an excellent driver.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So if you have a day or two or three, you wanted to relax yourself, no work, what do you do? Where do you
I
go?
take a long, long hot shower, and then I take a long hot bath, and I just read my books.
Oh, massage.
Yeah, I get a massage. I love massages. Yeah, oh, I get the massage.
Where'd you get massage? Like Lower East
Chinatown,
Chinatown. That's cheap.
super cheap. It's like $50.
All right.
And Yoon Jae has a very good massage therapist
I
too in
need the
Chinatown.
address. Yunjie, I need the address and phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'll send you mine too. That's on 39th Street in Lexington. She's also very good. She walks on my back.
Oh, okay. I need someone on the west side.
Okay. Yoon Jae's person. Yoon Jae gave me the person.
Yeah.
And the one but in Flushing, I saw this now. I mean, it was like 2 hours for $50 or something like that. Something crazy like that.
Wow. Wow. That's really good. That's too cheap. So yeah. So do you cook every single day or you cook for 3 days?
I normally cook every single day now. And because I have the food on a daily basis, I try to support street vendors. So I cook pretty much every day. But if my daughter is here, I cook 3 times a day. I cook
Oh,
for her for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like I said, she has expensive taste and she's very picky. So she's like, "Oh, mom, let's have the burrata with this and that." Like she'll just go on with like blah 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 with her food,
mm.
which is fine. I love the challenge. Like, my nephew taught me, you make the salmon, you put in aluminum foil, you put the lemon, you just bake it, and boom, it's there.
Wow. Wow. So if you're looking for someone to work for you as a more or less a managerial position, what are the 3 things is very important for you to hire someone?
They have to be happy. They have to be easy to be with, and that's kind of challenging, right? So I usually ask them where they are in their siblings, and I also ask them like, where are your parents? If they don't talk to their parents, I would like, that's a challenge part. So because my team are like my family, I take care of them. I make sure that their family comes first because not super happy because I know that if I take care of my team will take care of me. So they have to be easy to be with, and they have to like be honest and loyal because honesty and loyalty you can't teach them. That has to be innately in your heart.
Yeah.
And they have to be funny too, because I mean, laughter is the best medicine. Like, we can't be hanging out with cranky people. Oh my God. Harmonic induction. They're cranky, we're cranky. So I like happy people, and I like, funny people that takes everything with a grain of salt, and who cares? Who cares most?
Beautiful. One last question. What are the
Yes.
most challenging things for you in the near future? Like this, what is your sort of goal of this year? And what are the most challenging things for you?
I think for my most challenged thing is probably learning this piano thing. Um, like, oh my God. It's like Yunjay will be saying this, right? I get it. I heard that, but my fingers is speaking a different language, but I get that. But my challenging probably will really getting the piano, even though he thinks I'm doing good. And yes, it's true. I am doing better. I can read the music. 99%. I'm not mistaken. The rhythm is still off, so that's a challenge. But
You,
but like
you,
anything else, it's practice, right? But
do you want to play for us now?
don't forget it. Are you kidding me? You'll be like, shut it down, dude. It's like, chill it. What happened? And Yunjay will be saying, oh, that's so embarrassing. This is my student who doesn't know how to play. But but I am I'm there every Sunday,
Oh,
8:45. I practice, even though even he said, well, if you practice 5 minutes every day, sometimes I looked at him and said, what planet is he on? I don't even have 5 minutes, but okay, but I do it. I'm committed. So
okay.
that would be my next challenge. I think the next challenge as well is that how am I going to have an Asian mayor, a governor, and an Asian president? And that's my personal thing.
Mm,
And I really would like to see that. I
mm,
really would like to see Asia not being only 10% of registered voters, but
mm,
maybe 50%. And
mm,
I also want to see that Asia not just be like a 1% people that vote, but really like 50% that go out and vote and make a difference. And I
mm,
also want to see more cabinet, Asian cabinet. So I don't have to run for office. I like to be behind the scenes and supporting people to run for office, because I think it's really important that little girls and boys, like what Michelle Yeoh said, I think it's really important, little girls and boys, to see people that look like us,
right.
and I think it's really important. Like, I talk about politics all the time with my daughter. I think it's really important for the next generations to talk about politics, to the younger generation. It's not something that we talk about for Asian, is that we talk about, you know, um,
Education.
yeah, we talk
Go
about
to Ivy
education,
League school.
professional. We don't talk about
Mm,
politics, but I want to see Asian to talk about politics.
yeah.
I want to see more of that. And so we got to be in it, right, to win it. So I'm hoping that, so I'm grateful because Nell is not Asian, but Nell is like our supporter, and
Mhm,
his wife and his family are our supporter.
right.
And so I want to see everybody to become an AAPI ally too. And I
Mm,
also want to see us not to become like a silent culture. Like, we're so quiet people.
mm,
We are quiet culture. So I want to see us to be more,
mm,
um, like more, more outgoing, more like really go out there, and that's really that would be the challenge for me, being able to educate people towards AAPI for change. And
mm,
my heart is broken every single time that another Asian is being attacked randomly, and like, where do we go? So I want to see like a task force, but the task force is not even working. Like, I don't know. I want to see like more of all of us doing something.
mm,
Like, by you doing this, it's a big deal. By you inviting me to speak up, right? It's a big deal. And so I think it's really important that we constantly go out there and educating, all races that, hey, this is not okay. We want more. And so I think that's what always my challenge is. It's like, can I perform more? Can I do more? And I do the same thing for my kids. Like, your best is not best enough. I guess I'm becoming like my mother. What, 98? Where are the other 2 points?
mm.
Why can't you get 110?
Ah,
Or, perfect is 100. Yeah, but you can do it, like, so
Where's
I
that
feel like
too?
I'm there.
Yeah, yeah, where's that too? Oh, that's so funny. Well, Esther, thank you so much. And I want to thank you to be with me and to talk with me. You're so busy and you have so many projects. It's just like amazing. And I wanted to thank our audience to be with me.
Yay.
Yeah. And there's actually people on Facebook is listening. They're listening. So yeah, we have two channels.
Hello, Facebook
Yeah,
friends.
yeah. So follow Esther Yang, follow Juhl Media. Please subscribe this channel. And Esther Yang also has a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna list all the social
Awesome.
media in the description below, so you can find her and buy her book. Yeah,
Yeah, eat
yeah,
healthy, because if I have to live longer, you have to live longer. If I have to suffer on this earth, everybody's going to suffer on this earth. So, yes, get the book. There you go.
yeah.
Secrets to Healthy Cooking. All right. So, everybody, but now you get it for free. And you, Jay,
Oh,
too. And you too.
well, thank you
That's for being like, for putting up with my piano. Oh my gosh.
so
And for
much.
now, for giving me his wife, which is so fantastic. I love
Yeah.
her. I could come here so she could do STEM, by the
You
way.
want if you want to play the violin, okay, I'll be your violin teacher.
Oh my God, do you play violin? Oh,
Oh no,
you know,
my first profession is I am a classical trained violist.
no way.
I played professionally for like 20 years. Before,
Wow. My
before I,
daughter, and oh, by the way, this is Kaylee. This is my other cat.
Hi Kaylee. Oh my
You
goodness.
know, she's a little bit on the chunky side because she eats Bodhi's food.
Oh.
No matter how I try,
Oh my
like when people come, they said, "Oh, Bodhi." I mean, Kaylee is a little bit big. I said, "You mean Kaylee's fat?" But yeah,
yeah.
Kaylee loves to eat Bodhi's food, and Bodhi's such a gentleman. Bodhi let her, eat, like, okay, I'll wait for you. Go ahead, eat some more. Crazy. But they're not really brothers and sisters, but they act like brothers and sisters. And
So the fatter one is the male, right?
no, the fatter one is the female.
It's the
He's the
opposite
Y
of my
chromosome.
cat.
Bodhi is the
Opposite of my
skinny
cat.
one.
Oh, that's very funny. When I come out in the morning, right, my cat waiting for me, and then I put the wet food there, and the fat one, which is a male cat, he starts to eat. He will eat half of it, and he leaves, and the female comes to eat. It's like,
Oh, same thing like Bodhi. Bodhi would let, I mean, I have to separate them.
oh, oh,
So I have to put one in the kitchen and one in the foyer. But it
oh,
doesn't matter.
uh-huh,
Kaylee will go and find the food.
uh.
Kaylee knows how to open the refrigerator. People don't believe me.
Oh
She
yeah.
goes in, she smells the food, she knows how to open the refrigerator.
Oh,
And then, I mean, people said, "Oh, no, Esther, you're just drink." I'm telling you, one time when I went to Jakarta, right, Indonesia, I went to Taiwan
yeah,
because, to visit my mom too.
yeah,
I have a whole chicken. My friend who's watching Kaylee, the
yeah.
whole chicken were on the floor in the kitchen. I
Oh,
said, "You didn't close the refrigerator. You didn't, I mean, you closed the refrigerator. I told you to put a chair because this one over here knows how to open the refrigerator."
Chinese say how Jing Jing is like a very smart,
Too
how
smart.
yeah.
But they all know their names.
Oh, that's so
But
funny.
thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. I'm having so much fun, and then
Anytime. Invite me again anytime, and then we'll talk about whatever. We'll talk about all the bad stuff. Like when is the bad guys going to be indicted?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you
It's
so
all,
much. So we're gonna closing this, and yeah, hope to see my audience again next Wednesday. I'm gonna interview a vocalist. Yeah. So
sounds great. Bye,
this.
everyone. Thank
Bye,
you for
Esther. Thank you
watching.
for the time.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. So you're gonna. Oh, she knows how to do it. All right. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much. Intelligent mama. Awesome. Yeah, I have two cats, but they don't come to me usually. Yeah, they sit on the couch. So everybody, thanks for being with me, being with Esther. That's a lot of fun, and yeah, and come back next Wednesday. I'm gonna next Wednesday is 6 p.m. starts because my guest is Audra. Audra probably Mark met her. She's a vocalist. She is a arranger. She's a composer. She is very outgoing. She sounded a lot of fun. So I'm gonna have a conversation with her She's not available at 5, but 6:30 p.m. I'll remind you guys. All right. So, yeah, like this video if you want to share, and then, yeah, subscribe if you have not. I know most of you are all my subscribers. So, thank you, Facebook friends, new or old. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. All right, we're going to end this. Okay. Have a great, great Wednesday. Yeah. Bye now.